Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you for joining me again today, and I'm bringing you this card which actually features products from two suites that we have in the catalogues at the moment. So the first with the stamps and the dies that I'm used today, this is from the Fine Art Floral suite. So I'm using the photopolymer stamp set and the coordinating floral gallery dies to create my floral elements. We are going to use one of the other flowers though, so that's what we're doing. And then the DSP and the ribbon all come from the Playing with Patterns suite. So I just wanted to quickly show you the designer series paper, which I have to say isn't everyone's cup of tea because it is quite bright. But we've got Calypso Coral, we've got Crushed Curry, Coastal Cabana, Purple Posy and Night of Navy in a variety of stripes, washes, circles, dots, you name it, we got it. And it's all very lovely and bright and playful, a bit like the Dandy Garden ones that I showed you. Those, so that's all 6, so you get 12 different designs and 4 of each, but they're double-sided. So okay, so that's what we get in the pack. So there's loads and loads. It's a 6x6 paper stack, 48 sheets in total, and they're just really fun. So if you saw my DSP card the other day, that would be a really good set of papers to use. So we're doing exactly the same thing, but using some different paper this time. Okay, now I've opted for a Misty Moonlight card base. It is Night of Navy in the Playing with Patterns collection, but I thought the softer, duskier blue just sort of set everything off a little bit. So I've cut this piece as I would normally to 4 inches wide by 5 3/4. So we're going to stick that onto our card base, which I've cut and scored at 4 1/8 and 5 7/8 of an inch, as I would do normally. And we'll just put that on the front there. This might be a little smaller than what I've just told you actually. Let me just double check that. That looks like it's a smaller layer than it usually is. With my brilliant left-handed ruler. Yeah, it is 1/8 shorter, so sorry, that is 3 7/8 of an inch wide. And it will be 5 5/8. Okay, so it's 1/8 smaller than my normal layer. I do beg your pardon. This is 3 by 3. This is, and I had a piece of scrap that was just able to squeeze out a 3 1/8 of an inch mat for that. So don't worry about this circle. No one will ever know it is there. Just mine and your little secret, okay? No one will ever know. Okay, so if we just secure that as best we can around there, it'll be absolutely fine. And we'll layer that over the top. Like so. So this is going to go on to our card. Oh, I've stuck that upside down. Oh well. Can we go with it? Should we just go with it? We'll just go with it. Never mind. I was going to use the Purple Posy side, but I think it'll work just as well with these ones anyway. Right, we're going to put this on with some dimensionals and wrap some ribbon round for some additional texture. Oops. 2 at a time. That's fine. And the ribbon I'm using is also from Playing with Patterns. So this is actually Night of Navy. So we'll just put a little bit of adhesive on the back just to secure it. Because we're just wrapping it round really. We're not tying any bows or anything. Just to give it another sort of design element really. Doesn't really matter how many times. I think 3 is nice. So I've got way too much there, and what I'll do is I'll just use some washi tape just to stick that down. Secure it in place, because again, no one's ever going to see the back of this unless they really want to take your card apart, which I don't think they will. And we'll trim off that excess. So if you wanted to add a bow or a knot or anything like that, then you absolutely could. And we'll add this to our card base. Ooh. There we are. So, me being me, because I've got stripes on this, I'm trying to look to see whether the layer is actually sitting between those stripes, because it will drive me crackers if it doesn't. But if you're less fussy, you just plonk that down where you need it. Okay, so that's it for the card base and stuff. We just need to do some stamping now, so I'm going to bring in some of our white cardstock for stamping on. And I'm going to need some scrap paper because I need to stamp off. And we're going to bring in Pear Pizzazz and crushed curry. So there isn't any green in the collection, but because we're using a floral, I have brought in that colour to do that. And we are going to use the 2-part flower. So we've got a separate stem which we can do in Pear Pizzazz. Okay. Just some light tapping on the ink pad and press that down. So we've got coordinating dies for this, so we're just going to get that cut out in a moment. And we're going to stamp our flower with the crushed curry. Just going to whiz that round, and I'm going to do the detailed layer first with full strength ink, and I'm just going to let that sit for a moment and dry whilst I take my Misty Moonlight ink pad. So just bringing in the colour from the base card, and we will stamp that down on there. Okay. Really nice and easy. Right, so that first layer of the flower should be dry enough now. So what I'm going to do is ink up the top layer, or the sort of more solid layer. I'm going to stamp it off onto some scrap paper and then use my second generation ink to go over the top. This isn't a perfect fit, just roughly line it up and it'll be absolutely fine. It's supposed to give it that kind of artistic look, hand-drawn, watercoloured kind of look, so it does not have to line up perfectly if that concerns you at all. So now we just need to die cut these elements. So here we are with the coordinating dies, which are fabulous. So we're just going to tack all these things in place. There's this cute little sort of, it's like a stamp, postage stamp edge. I don't know what you call that, but you know that perforated edge you get? So that's going to go over the little I miss you. So this could be something that you send to a pal you haven't seen for a while. Because I think we've all got people we haven't been able to see in the last few months. And we'll put that one in place as well. So those can all go through the die cut machine in one pass. Half a sheet of paper fits through quite nicely on the cutting pad. So I've just got my machine off to my right. It is of the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. So I'm just lining up my plates, plate on top, and running that through. I tend to roll it back just so that I don't have to stretch around the back really, to be honest. Okay, and the die cuts so easily they fall out of the cardstock. It's absolutely brilliant, superb die cut machine, and dies absolutely fantastic. So we want some mini dimensionals for these elements now. I'm just going to grab out the thing. Now I find that one of these sort of pokey tools is really good for getting these up because they're so small. So if you've got any dexterity problems at all, you can use one of these. Now I just like this particular tool. We do have the take your pick, which is really versatile actually, so this works just as well. It's just a favourite tool of mine that I've got in my stash. So again, you can just pick it up with the pokey end of there. And people actually take off the backings with these as well. I find that a little less easy, but certainly for picking them up off the carrier sheet, this is great. Using something like this. Okay, and then these actually interchange. So at the other end of this, there's a stylus tool. So if I unlock, sorry, it's a spatula tool on this one. Sorry. But there is another attachment that comes in the packet, which I don't have to hand, but it's got 2 ball tools on it, so you can interchange those. And then this is a gem picky uppy thing. It's got like a tacky end to it, so you can pick up sequins and gems and things. So very useful. We may as well use these little ones while they're out for this. I would probably have used my larger ones ordinarily. Just as they're out, we'll just go with it. Okay, so there we go. Dimensionals. Fantastic. I've always got like billions of dimensionals. Where did my card base go? There we are. So all we need to do really is build this up how we want it. So I do like to just sort of mess about with my layout first because I don't want that bloom too high up. So let's put that in place first, and then we'll put the stem wherever it lands. Dead easy to get the backings off as well. And again, if you do have problems pinching like that, the tool that I've just shown you, the take your pick tool, I have seen people use that to get their backing papers off as well. So there we are. So here's our stem that we can sort of position where we want. So you've got the option now to make this sort of as short or as long as you want, and tuck it under the petals or over the petals or wherever you want, and fiddle about with the angle and everything else. So that's the beauty of it being a separate element. And then our little sentiment can tuck in wherever it's going to fit. Okay, so I reckon about there actually. Sort of draws your eye into the texture behind without distracting from the other elements. And then the other little thing that I think I'm going to add, I don't know whether you spotted them, but we've got these little resin dots in the coordinating colours, which I thought I'd got out, but bear with me, there we are, got them. So we have those in Purple Posy, Crushed Curry and Coastal Cabana. And I'm just wondering which colour I'm going to pick out now, because I made a bit of a boo-boo with the paper there. So what do we think, people? Do we just go and bring out the Coastal Cabana from the background, shall we? Just because we made that boo-boo, we may as well play on it. So again, the Take Your Pick tool is really great for picking up these gems or rhinestones or pearls or whatever. I tend to go for the 3 smaller ones, if I'm honest. And we're going for that visual triangle, remember. It's a design trick. So if we pop that there, like that, that just sort of brings out that other colour and makes it look more intentional. And that, my friends, is it. It's really easy, and I think it's just a nice way to show that if you do have a couple of different suites of products, they can work really, really well together, especially for something with quite a generic kind of background like these are. So spots, stripes and whatever can work with a lot of things, whereas floral DSP you're kind of more boxed in with, but these patterned ones are just superb. Okay, so I hope you like the idea. I'd love to know what combinations of suites you'd put together, and yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, giving you some ideas on how you can stretch your products. Links will be below, just direct to the shop if you want to check out any of those things in the online shop, please do. And we are running out of time on the celebration now, so if there's any celebration items you want, you need to get in before the end of February, same as taking advantage of the joining offer at the moment. So you have until the 28th of February to take advantage of those offers as well. Okay, super duper. I'll leave that with you then, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thanks everybody for popping by. Take care, stay safe.